Hello, and welcome. I am Beck Altar. Welcome to my channel where I am reacting to Tom MacDonald videos. This is the third one. I'm going to do three to start and kind of see what the feedback is like from you guys. If you like my responses, because I do more than just respond. I go off on tangents. I kind of talk my way through some of the thoughts that Tom has put in the music. For me, it's music is an experience, and I'm not one of these guys that's rap isn't something that I listen to on a day to day basis. I'm more of a metal guy. If you watch the other videos, I've kind of covered that. Um, but the rap that I do enjoy has been that classical rap, old Will Smith, DJ Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince, where it's kind of fun and punchy. It's not vulgar or anything like that, though. I like a little Easy E, NWA. I like a little bit of that stuff. I did listen to some of that back in the day, Vanilla Ice, Snow. Um, but a lot of the modern rap stuff I don't really like. The mumble stuff, whatever. It's all about drugs and alcohol, and there's no cleverness to it. There's really no meat, I guess. I don't really enjoy it, and I just kind of accidentally came upon Tom. I've heard about his name. There's a radio commentator that talked about him a couple of times, and she's, I think, my age or maybe even a little older. Was politician, stuff like that. Somebody that you wouldn't think would come across Tom's music and necessarily enjoy it. Now, that being said, I'm in my 40s, and really brings back the nostalgia of like Eminem, early Eminem, which I like that kind of stuff. I like rap that's clever, that's witty. One thing about Tom is he can definitely do sarcasm. There's videos I could definitely react to. This video I have not seen. Have not seen it at all. And because we're kind of still in this whole COVID-19 thing, this is called COVID-19. I thought, well, let's give this one a view. It'll be an honest reaction. I have no preconceived notions of this particular song. I have otherwise watched I think at least a third of all of his other videos, and I would be perfectly happy to react to any of those other ones if you'd like me to continue doing these reactions. Now, I know by now, this being my third video, that having put out probably the two or three videos before this, because one video is like 40 some minutes long, lots of tangents. That one I'll probably put out later. I'll put the shorter one out first. But I imagine by the time the first two are done, there's going to be people in the comments going to be like, "Oh, you're only reacting to Tom MacDonald because you're going to get views. It's going to build your channel." I give no fucks. Usually, I don't like to really swear. No fucks given. I like this guy's music. Um, I think Tom's the kind of guy you could probably go have a beer with and have a great time, just chat and having a good discussion. He's very clearly very intelligent. Um, his method of presenting his ideas is phenomenal. The layers are phenomenal. And the one thing I haven't commented on in the previous two reaction videos is the videography, which is Nova Rockefeller, his girlfriend. A+ work. Like, wow. Again, phenomenal. And I mean, I haven't even reviewed the videos that really showcase a lot of the talent there. Like, uh, a good, like best rapper ever. Just blows my mind. Just the back and forth there. No response. Another fantastic video. Just watch the videos, whether you like the music or not. Just watch the videos. It's just like, holy crap. Very impressive. And I'm just starting to learn Premiere Pro, and stuff like that. I'm just starting to learn this stuff. And It just blows my mind. So, anyways, for those of you who are watching this on either Rumble or YouTube, this is through my twitch.tv channel /Beckaltar. So I have all the other stuff on the screen. Usually I do Minecraft, Valheim, Apex Legends, usually play games and stuff, right? But I don't put a lot of that content on. I don't know. I don't have the patience, honestly. So when I see the editing that Nova does, it just, I I don't know if I should be inspired or just like forget it. I just it's like I cannot possibly achieve that. Like that is phenomenal work. And so props, definitely props. Again, whether you like the music or not, you got to respect the art and the talent of the people behind Tom and it's himself, his girlfriend. I believe he mentions there's one guy that helps with the mastering and stuff like that of the music, and sometimes he has a couple other guys that are featured with him, and it's just great stuff. So enough of the preamble. Let's get into COVID-19. Again, I have not watched this video, so I have no idea what it's about. I have a feeling I know what it's about. And I apologize if I go off on lots of tangents and stuff. I'm sure there'll be one of the other comments is, dude, just shut up. Let the video play. If you want to watch the video, go watch the video. I'm here to give my thoughts, opinions. That's what I do. I'm an opinion host. Let's get going. Coronavirus. Probably one of the greatest hoaxes perpetuated on modern civilization.
I don't know what to think about this virus. Started in China, now everybody in America's hiding. There's no groceries because people start to panic and buy it. The shelves are empty, the ones with plenty already stockpiling. Y'all making memes, think it's funny? Wait a week till the riots. Wait a month till the only way to eat is be violent. It's not the sickness is scary, it's all the people who wildin'. The government lying, they trying to keep us calm through the sirens. You know it's...
So this is March 2020, so this is basically when the pandemic first started. So again, context matters, right? Because we can definitely look back today about all of this. So back then, yeah, this is exactly what it was like. I mean, toilet paper. Remember toilet paper? You couldn't get it. Like of all the things to hoard, it was toilet paper. You could shelves were full of everything else, but you could not get toilet paper. I mean, priorities, people. It's good to think having a clean ass is more important than a full belly, right? But he's not exactly, he's not wrong here, right? That this is kind of what happened. The shelves were cleared out. People were hoarding. People were panicking. This just tells me that in our education system, we need to start teaching some survival skills. Now how well can you survive in an urban jungle versus the rural jungle, as it might be? I mean, not a lot of parks that you're going to be, digging up roots and stuff like that. Definitely, I think we need to maybe consider more rooftop gardens and things of that nature. It's still sustainability is going to be next to nothing, but at least some people will learn how to grow a plant. I remember the Chaz. Remember the Chaz, the chop, whatever. They're trying to farm, so they like put dirt down, and they put cardboard, and they put more dirt on top of it, and they just kind of dumped plants on it. And it's like, yay! You dumb people. It's like he has one song. It's stupid. You're so stupid or whatever. You're so stupid. I'm laughing because it's so sad. And here's the problem. In a real emergency, right? Like this coronavirus is a really good indicator of how badly Western society would survive if the power grid was shut down, right? Just imagine power goes out, your cell phone goes out, no power, no cell phones, no internet. How long do you think it would take until there was absolute anarchy and chaos? I think people could probably behave themselves for maybe a week. Maybe a week. I think after that week, because the stores will be empty, people start running out of resources. There's no power. You're probably not getting water, right? Your taps don't work, toilet don't work. So and a week is being generous. A week is being generous. What do you think would happen? I mean, the rioting, the looting. I mean, I would almost be terrified, honestly. Especially if this was something that was done as an act of war, right? Now I know, huge tangent. Look at what's happening in the United States right now with these cyberware attacks, oil pipeline, meatpacking plant. We're now learning that not government agencies themselves, but contractors to the government. Businesses that work with the government. One was a communications thing, right? Cyberware attack. Like, this is testing the system. This isn't some hacker just randomly doing cyberware, right? The first time maybe, second time, third time this is more than coincidence. This is somebody is testing the system. Now, in order to bring all of the infrastructure up to some secure position, probably take a decade. How fast the government moves, right? It'll take forever. So these people can safely test these systems, right? Like, the food supply has been disrupted. Like what is it? 25% of the meat from the one packing plant. There's already a meat shortage was going on in the United States before this happened. They shut down an oil pipeline, whatever. And now, from what I read, it was only shut down for like a few hours, but yet it took days or whatever to bring this thing back online or whatever. And you had people people were putting gas in garbage bags. How insane that is. So the point he's making here in this song is already like, this is concerning. Like if people are behaving like this now, what would happen in like an even worse crisis? Like I said, if it was an act of war, because that's what's going to happen is China most likely is going to come in and it's going to turn off everything, right? It's going to ransomware the crap out of everything it can. And then it's going to declare war. So while everything is shut down, you are in your house. You're in the dark. You have no idea what's going on. Your cell phone doesn't work because you got no cell tower, no cell service. Your water doesn't work. You're running out of food. People are starting to panic. And now you have China declares actual war on the United States, probably going to happen. It's looking like that. You won't even know about it. You will have no idea. It's red dawn, and you would have no idea because you have no access to any information because people have stopped buying newspapers and stuff. We don't have any infrastructure. Could we still do Morse code? Does anybody even know what Morse code is? Because Morse code you can use with pretty much no power, right? Hand generate, whatever. But how fast could you disseminate that information? So while you're in the store fighting over something, fighting over a bag of toilet paper or whatever, China's declared war now. They don't need to send over missiles because the country has no idea what's going on. China comes in over the land bridge, Bering Strait, right, through Alaska, march down through Canada, come down through Washington, Seattle, Idaho, Montana. They could come in through the West Coast, California, right? They come in through there, and they just march across the country. I mean, they really only need to take up to the Rocky Mountains, right? They could stop in Denver, Nevada, Arizona, whatever. I think it's all down along that line there, right? I mean, they'd own a huge portion of the country, and the East Coast would have no idea unless somebody got on, unless somebody had enough fuel in their car, kind of thing, right? Like, uh, now obviously the military is still going to have backup generators and stuff like that, right? But I'm talking about the common man. We don't have access to that. So you have military mobilization, you would be clueless. You would be absolutely clueless. You'd see the Chinese tanks rolling into town, not understanding they're Chinese tanks. You'd be subjugated before anything because you're out of food, you're out of water. Chinese roll in, oh, we have water, we have food, we have bacon, right? You're going to be like, oh, thank you. I guess this, so I think already, I know we're like what, 12 seconds into the video kind of thing. And I'm coming up with all of this, but this is the sad state of our Western civilization. Like I said, be Red Dawn. Like the original, not the remake. The remake was terrible.
Is hiding. There's no groceries because people start to panic and buy it. The shelves are empty, the ones with plenty already stockpiling. Y'all making memes, think it's funny? Wait a week till the riots.
Yep.
Wait a month till the only way to eat is be violent. It's not the sickness as scary as
I don't even think it'd take a month.
The government lying, they trying to keep us calm through the sirens. You know it's for real. And all the pharmaceutical giants,
it would not take a month.
They can sell you, so now everyone's dying. There's no vaccines or medication made that can fight it. I guess it's time to pray to God we can't rely on the science. And everyone around me in a mask and some gloves. The stock market crashed and the bank's about to bust. Tell us sanitize our hands, this will pass. It's a bug, stay inside, you'll be fine till we're trapped there for months. It's a ghost town.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like the whole concept of COVID is predicated on fear. I mean, we're what, 15, 16, 18 months, whatever, into COVID, and it's still predicated on fear, right? We got these shots. They're not vaccines. They have these shots. The majority of people are having at least one vaccination shot. Many have two. Numbers are going down, but yet we still, need to wear a mask. We still need to social distance, even if you have all your shots, even if you've recovered from the virus. It's still living in fear. And you look at Twitter as a great example. Anytime you have somebody that talks about, hey, here's some actual numbers, here's some actual facts about COVID, about immunity and stuff like that, and you get people that are scared to death commenting. Like, you can tell these people are literally frozen with fear. Oh, I haven't left my house. I order everything in. I don't get some sunlight, vitamin D. It helps build your immune system. We're hearing, now about Trump was talking about the hydrochloroquine stuff or whatever, right? And zinc, because he was reading some early studies that said this stuff seems effective. Everybody claimed that it was a conspiracy. Now we have some studies coming out, not peer reviewed yet, but still they're coming out saying, you know what? He wasn't wrong. It did improve like 30% chance of survivability. So if we were using this stuff, maybe 500,000 people in the United States might not have died. I mean, people are going to die regardless. I mean, the majority of people who are dying are old. They're going to, and dying from something else anyways. So they were going to die within a year or two, regardless of COVID. But because of how this has all been amped up to make us fearful about COVID, which, yeah, if you're under 25, the flu in 2018 was more deadly to people than COVID-19 if you were under the age of 25. If you're under the age, I think it was 40, it was about as bad as the flu as far as death and stuff like that goes. You get up into 65 plus, yeah, COVID is way worse than the flu. Way worse. Especially if you have comorbidities, if you're dying of if you have diabetes or dementia, you're obese, hypertension, all of this other stuff. I mean, these are things that are going to kill you anyways, especially if you're in your 80s. So yeah, there's a lot of fear. A lot of it's irrational. It's unfounded. We knew within 5 or 6 months of COVID first coming out that it was an old person's disease. It wasn't affecting children. But now they're vaccinating children as young as 5 years old. Like, this is the thing I don't get in my own country, in Canada, right? We have vulnerable people have had one shot. They have not had their second dose in months. And yet they're more focused on getting a 5-year-old a shot than they are protecting the vulnerable people by giving them their second shot. But we know through the science that if a 5-year-old is not going to contract COVID from another 5-year-old, they're going to contract it from an adult. And the 5-year-old that gets COVID from an adult is like 90% likely to show no symptoms, to be asymptomatic, and won't be transmitting it to anybody, not even another adult. Like this is the science. Why are we holding back giving the second dose to the vulnerable people? Because we're waiting to give it to a 5-year-old. And it kind of makes me wonder, there's that whole conspiracy theory about the vaccine has like chips, like nanobots and stuff in it. I know people try doing the magnet test. I mean, that's bunk. But at the same time, it's like, why is there so much focus on getting everybody vaccinated, and not actually protecting the vulnerable people? Like, why is there focus on children as young as 6 months old getting this vaccine when we know COVID doesn't hurt them? Like, it's very, very, very rare. The vaccine is more likely to do more harm than COVID will. I don't know.
This together, they're closing all the stores down. We're heading for shelter. It's all war now. They'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down. We're sticking together. It's all closed down. This a pandemic. But we don't listen to the news because they lied to us for years. So how we know that this the truth? And most of us are young enough to think that we're immune. So we just pass it on to people who won't survive it like you. It's either worse than they're telling us or it's nothing at all. But the school shut down, a ghost town in the mall. They gon' quarantine the city, block the road out of Dodge. Then tell us leaving our homes is actually breaking the law. This is just the beginning, you know it's gotta get worse. If the doctors get sick, the hospitals won't work. The conspiracy theories all sound like facts, that's for sure. But the fact is we're trapped on this planet called Earth. And the bleach gone, the bread gone, the water sold out, the meat gone, the milk gone, the pasta sold out. Don't leave anything for anyone, you hoard it for yourself. You'd rather tell them go to hell than be a man and go and help. It's a ghost town, we're in this together.
So it's kind of hard to kind of figure out where is he actually sitting on in this, right? Like, like he just basically painted a worst case scenario. Is this something that he believes? Or, is this just, he's basically just making a statement? Kind of sounds like he fell for it. It kind of sounds like Tom fell for the COVID-19 worst case scenario stuff, which is kind of surprising. But I guess it's probably why, like, again, this is March 18, 2020. A lot of his more controversial videos seem to have come out since then. And so I'm wondering if this maybe wasn't one of those situations that really started to change his worldview about things and maybe caused him to kind of reassess, where he sits within the social influencer sphere.
Together, they're closing all the stores down. We're heading for shelter. It's all war now. They'll always remember.
I don't know, was it ever a war?
We're hoping for the best, but we're preparing for the worst. There's one thing we're not scared of, is hard work. We're up against an enemy that doesn't have a face. There's no bombs we can drop, there's nowhere we can aim. There's no soldiers to stop with a tank at the gates. There's no cure that we've got or a pill we can take. There's no food, it's been bought. The truth is we're afraid. We sit inside our rooms and we pray. It's a ghost town.
That is true. I mean, if you paid attention to mainstream media, yeah, you didn't have a choice but to feel afraid. I mean, irrationally afraid. And I think that's kind of the point he's making here is, yeah, there's no food because people are hoarding. They're out for themselves. It's human nature. It's survival of the fittest. Except now the fittest isn't based on physical performances and stuff anymore. Now the survival of the fittest is often those with the intelligence, or most often those with the money. If you have the money, you can go in and basically do everything or anything that you want and or need, right? So I think that's kind of the point he's kind of making here.
Stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. It's all goes down.
So here I'm thinking here he had the blue pill. Be smart, be strong, be safe. Together we will overcome. Do your part. So, I mean, I wonder, here's the thing, right? If Tom was to come back to this video and do a COVID-19 video today, based on everything that we know, right? Based on the science that we know, based on the Fauci emails that have come out and said, hey, if you're a perfectly healthy person, wearing a mask is useless. In fact, it's more likely going to do you more harm. It's really, if you're sick, you should be wearing a mask because it stops the gross droplets that the virus goes through all of these masks, right? Whether you're sick or not, the virus goes through the masks that everybody's wearing. N95 and up is the only ones that really offer any significant kind of protection. The little blue ones you get from Walmart, people are wearing like bandanas or whatever, like these cloth ones here. They're useless. The virus goes right through this. This is a 2-layer, right? But the virus goes right through this mask, and promoting, should probably promote right, Phoenix Radio, but it goes right through this. So if you're a perfectly healthy person, this is doing you no good. And in fact, there's a study from the British Medical Association back in 2015. So it's before COVID, but they did a test for the flu. And they had people wear medical grade masks, the one you get in Walmart, the blue medical looking ones, no masks at all, and cloth masks on medical professionals. So people that know how to properly wear a mask. And they're not constantly touching their face. They're not constantly readjusting the mask. They're not taking it off and putting it back on, right? These are medical professionals. They know how to properly wear a mask. Where they go through training where it's drilled into them, when this is on your face, you do not touch it, right? And they found if you wore a cloth mask, you were more likely to get sick than if you did not wear a mask at all. A cloth mask was less effective. Even the World Health Organization says you need a 12 to 16 layer mask before you start to notice any significant reduction in COVID. This is 2 layers, right? The ones you get from Walmart are 3 layers. That's why they tried the whole double masking thing, right? But the difference is how the masks perform, double masking versus a mask that is actually designed to fit properly. Because when you're double masking, the weight distribution and everything's different, and you're just hurting your ears. You're not actually preventing anything. So I wonder if Tom was to again revisit this song, COVID-19 or coronavirus, if it would be different today. I think it would be. I think from everything I've watched, I think he would make similar statements, but I think they'd be done more from the perspective of the government conspiracy, the fact that media has not questioned or investigated anything when it comes to COVID, and that social media actively censored anybody that actually came out with actual science. People who came out with actual facts about COVID and really what did we actually need to do to change all this. And the fact that you have Texas and Florida that have opened up all restrictions, they're doing great, and their numbers are not any worse than states that have still have harsh lockdowns. Their numbers aren't any worse. In fact, their numbers are actually getting better because, hey, we got variant D out, right? The 4th edition of COVID. Remember the shot, the vaccine, whatever. It's for the first edition. Viruses mutate. That's why you need a new flu shot every year, because the previous year won't protect you very well at all against the current year, because the virus changes. And so what it takes to stop that virus, to build your immune system, changes, right, to different proteins, enzymes, and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, we'll leave it there. Just 30 minutes, another long one. Sorry for the tangents. Not sorry. It's just the way I do things. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Agree, disagree, leave a comment below. And again, let me know if you want me to respond, react to other videos. If you have any in particular, definitely, we'll check it out. This is something I'm trying for my channel, just as a different form of content than what I currently have. And yeah, I think this is kind of fun. And I do these over twitch.tv/BeckelTar. So people can also join me in the chat and actually have a conversation with me, not just me sitting here just talking. We can actually have a debate. We can actually have a conversation about the content of these videos, which I think would be absolutely fantastic. So thank you guys so very much. Like, subscribe, whatever. We'll see you guys later. Bye for now.